November 14th, here at my hunt club in Butler County, Alabama. As usual, a little late getting in here this morning, but there was a deer. Didn't jump a single deer till I got right here. Bought one right out of here, so kind of blew a little bit at me, but hoping maybe they'll come back. Real pretty spot. Killed a doe in here last Sunday afternoon, right over by that bigger white oak, that first one I pointed to. But there's all kinds of sign in here. He's all squirrels, just a bunch of white oaks. It just seems like a really good spot. Lots of thicket all around me. It's a creek running this way, a creek kind of crosses this way, and thick stuff all around. So anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna try to sit here pretty much as long as I can this morning because I feel like they could come through any time. I think first real frost we've had this year got down. It was like 30, 31 degrees on my truck this morning, so should be real good. Just need the deer to cooperate, the bugs to cooperate. So. All right, guys, just want to take a second real quick here and just kind of show them the satellite image using OnX, kind of where I'm hunting in this video. You can see this pin here. This is where, and I just made reference to this in my little intro interview. This is where I had hunted the Sunday before this hunt. I had just seen this little creek bottom, been hunting on this a little bit further to the east of it down here before and seen some deer and had originally wanted to get to this corner. And so I ended up stopping right here that Sunday before and had a doe come in and start feeding under that larger white oak tree. And I ended up right at dark. I couldn't get it on video because it was pretty late, a little bit past camera light. But anyway, and so I shot her there. And was just kind of looking. I knew the deer. I knew, we've got a food. This is, like I said, our private camp. We got a food plot over here. There's a little bottom there. And just this edge here, there's several edges really. I mean, because you got creek bottom, you've got older planted pines, another kind of line of some hardwoods here they got left for some reason. I'm not real sure why. There's actually some white oak trees and other acorn trees that have been dropping in that line as well. And this is kind of a little creek bottom running here. You can see I used the blue lines here to kind of show where the creeks kind of run through. It's kind of an interesting little joining of several. And there's obviously the one main creek that's running east and west, and it kind of splits here. This is still kind of the main creek there, but there's some little fingers, kind of little ditches that are feeding down into there as well. And so this red line represents, this is kind of, I figured out, this is like a major trail that kind of goes right through here. These first 7, there's a group of 4 deer. They're going to come in first here in just a second. They're coming down this trail, and then a few minutes, it wasn't very long after that, I saw 3 more come in using that same trail. They all 3 came out here and bedded down somewhere, and I'll kind of explain what happens a little bit later after that. But anyway, they're all coming down this trail. It's not great footage. I'm using the GoPro. I'm going to be upgrading and start using a handheld with an arm. I'm going to get all that kind of stuff. I just want to go and kind of start practicing making some videos and editing like this. So anyway, it's a little bit rough. I tried to use some spotting and some highlighting to kind of show you guys. You definitely don't get to, it's hard for me to pick out the 4 different deer in this first group, but I picked out a couple of them for you. And then the 3 more that end up coming through, I kind of think I do a little bit better job being able to kind of pick those out for you, letting you see them. But anyway, just want to kind of show you, this is that trail they're going down in here to feed. I think they're going out here into bed, and they're feeding around. There's different white oak trees and stuff all out in this bottom. But anyway, that's the trail. You're going to see them kind of coming down on the other side of this creek, this kind of little ditch here, and again the major creek being over here. So anyway, I just want to show you guys that real quick, and I'll show you a couple other things here in a minute when we get to some of the deer later on. So. All right, so another quick explanation here. So again, I just showed you guys. So I had 4 deer originally come through. I know it's kind of hard to see them. And then I had one single come back down this side of this creek, kind of went pretty right in front of me, and then came around over here, and then starts feeding over here. I'm assuming that was a different deer just because it was by itself, and those four seem to definitely have been together. I can't imagine one of them just ended up turning around and coming back by herself. I guess it's possible, but anyway. And then the other three that you just saw, um, when they came by, that single deer was still over here. She actually alerted. I was watching her and she kept looking over here. I was kind of hoping maybe it was a buck coming in there with her, but of course she heard those other 3 deer. So they walked by. So at this point, there's at least 6 or 7 deer that have kind of come over here and I'm assuming have bedded down. Um, and wasn't very long after that, all of a sudden I heard one blowing kind of right over here, kind of northeast of me. I was pretty sure, well, they weren't blowing at me because I had a good kind of northwest wind, which would be kind of pushing my scent this way. So I was kind of confused as to what was blowing. And it didn't sound like it was blowing close enough. It wasn't too far, but it didn't sound like it was close enough that they like saw me. So I wasn't sure. And then sure enough, all 7 of the original deer, matter of fact, now that I'm saying that, now I know that was a different deer because I had those same 7 that had originally walked by. They all came running back across and headed back this way. So I don't know if it was a bobcat or coyote or something. Probably was walking through there. I've seen a bobcat and a coyote a couple times in this creek bottom already. So I'm assuming that's probably what it was. And so anyway, they all ran back down this trail and headed back over here where they had originally came from. And then you'll see in just a second. I'm about to have another deer that's coming kind of straight at me. I'm guessing, out of these planted pines over here. She may have even come back from this food plot over here. I'm not sure, but she appears in this creek bottom and then makes her way and ends up coming right underneath me here in just a second. It was a pretty cool encounter. I'm fast forwarding here to save time. She just stands around for about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes after blowing, and then eventually does start to make her way back to where she first came from. All right, guys. So that's all the footage I ended up getting on this hunt. I did have 3 more deer come through. A little bit later in that morning, had 3 more come from that north, that thicker stuff to the north down that same trail, and kind of made their way following that same trail the other ones did. I guess I had the GoPro on my head, so trying to turn it on and get the recording, I didn't get it recorded right, so I didn't get those deer. But it wasn't great footage, kind of like the rest of it, because they just you know it's kind of thick. You can't really see them right in there, but anyway, so I saw 12 total deer on that morning. So it was a good little hunt. Hopefully start seeing some bucks in there, and hopefully get my first kill on video here pretty soon. So this will be my first video that I'm publishing like this, and trying to start making some of these videos and see what I can do with it. But anyway, let me know what you think about it. If you want to share a comment down below, whatever, and any comments or suggestions. I know, like I said, I know the footage isn't great with the GoPro. I definitely, just from this video, I've learned going forward, I'm going to try to keep my head a little more still if I'm relying on that GoPro, because I can see my head moving around a lot, and maybe just move a little bit slower and stuff, and try to take that into account. But anyway, had fun making the video, and took some time, obviously, learning how to do all this editing and stuff. But in fact, the next one will get faster and all that. So I'm looking forward to it. Gonna get out, probably get out, maybe get up in the morning and go um, to a little 60 acres that I've got permission to hunt. That's not too far from where I live, and then I'll probably head back to the camp in a couple of days. We're off next week from school, so we're gonna probably get after them a little bit and see. It's gonna get cold Monday and Tuesday, so hopefully I can put together another video for you guys after that. So we'll see. Thanks for watching.